Okay, folks, this will be an interesting one. Yeah, let's see how we go with it. I found it on the street. Yeah, street, it's a funny name to do a street with a street. Well, not really, it's a trade name. Let's see how we go. Or brand name, whatever, folks. I think 200 is too big for the horizontal. So I'm just going to start it here. Okay, let's see what we have here. It's Streets. It's made by a company called Streets. Golden Gate Time. Yeah. I remember these when I was a kid. I do think they've shrunk in size though. Like a lot of things that companies like Streets, I suppose. Don't quote me, but they like to shrink things to make them more profitable for them. So they like to shrink, they call it shrinkflation. I've seen it on the news, spoken about on the news, where companies will shrink the size of their products in a sneaky sort of a fashion to make more money out of less. And it's really quite really unacceptable. And I don't know when I last had a gay time. I try to keep my weight off, so I don't typically eat ice cream, and I'm not rich, so I can't afford too many of these luxuries. But basically, yeah, this is boring as shit, this piece. But basically, yeah, they try to shrink these the size of the product in relation to the packaging to make an easy dollar. And people sometimes think, oh, am I really thinking this? Is this really shrinking, or am I just imagining it? But no, it's true. They have shrunk. A lot of things have shrunk. And really, it's not acceptable, folks, to have a product be shrunk like that. So yeah, it's really quite sneaky and unruly, but they do it anyway. They just want to see what they can get away with. It's been on the news as well in some occasions, and that's what they call it, shrinkflation. And they charge a lot of money for stuff that there's not enough product. That looks really quite interesting. But they call it shrinkflation, and it's really quite a sneaky and diabolical way of extracting more money out of people. And it's really not acceptable, but what can you do, folks? What can you fucking do? The bitches have everything under their fucking control, and they don't care about you or I. They know we love their product, that we want to have an ice cream, for argument's sake, and yeah, this is what happens to their ice creams. Or breakfast cereal's a classic example. It's all about money, fuckery. You know, everything's more expensive and you get less of it. Really not acceptable. And that's come up looking really nice, the colour in that. Yeah. Ooh, farts. Sorry, that was a huge one. Yeah, that was really gross. Yeah, sorry. Got the gassies again today, folks. I really do. Fuck, that was really loud. That one really snuck up on me. Trouser ripper. But seriously, this is really crap. Isn't it funny how farts often come at times when you're trying to be serious, folks? You know, you really think seriously. They do. They tend to come at times when you least expect them to come, or when you not want them to come, and you just hear this loud rip, and that's pretty much it. And that's it. You know, like it's really loud and really. Yeah, I watched some YouTube videos a couple of days ago about people in places like courtrooms doing farts. Like everything's all serious and quiet and conservative, and then all of a sudden someone lets one rip, and then everything just becomes a joke. You know, it's better than being too serious all the time and being really depressed and not enjoying your work as working in a courtroom or somewhere else where big decisions are being made, and then someone does a ripper, and basically, yeah, it makes everyone laugh. Then even when they're doing something serious, they end up giggling, and they can't. It's a universal humour, folks. Toilet humour, fart humour is basically very, very, very universal. It just knows no bounds. It's just something that happens in the world, and it makes the world a bit more funnier, a bit more lighter, even if for only a few minutes. I'm trying to talk about something serious, and then something just let rip, and that's it. Rip and tear, and that's pretty much it. So, enough about that. Let's just get back to this, and let's just put this together. Now I'd almost forgotten about the serious tale of shrinkflation. So, anyway, enough about that. That's come up looking quite interesting. I think we can now call this demo quits.